applauding a judge's ruling that effectively puts the kibosh on this, but I understand, Attorney General, only for now. He wants some language clarified, so he could reinstate it, right?
No, the ruling was a great ruling for businesses and for states and for workers all across the country. You know, we obviously fought for this. We felt it was important. This is the exact type of rule that we've seen out of this president. It's the type of rule that attorneys general continue to fight against, rules that are outside the scope of what congressional authority should have allowed Department of Labor to do. So, you know, we think it's a tremendous victory, and we're certainly hoping that this gives the Trump administration time to address this issue and give our businesses and our states some relief.
Now, you know this issue intimately, but one of the arguments I heard for the judge sort of dismissing this for now is that he didn't like the feature where every few years you can index or raise that level at which overtime would kick in, and that would lead me to believe that if the administration or lawyers around the administration were to straighten that language out, it could be reimposed. What do you think?
Well, I don't see anything like that going on. I mean, they did issue a nationwide injunction. One of the primary arguments that the judge accepted was that they did not have the authority to basically overrule the white-collar exemption. And so this has been in place for decades, and now they arbitrarily draw the line at $47,000. And so anyone that was making $45,000 and was a white-collar employee, the administration basically said, well, too bad. We're not going to allow businesses to treat you that way. So that's a core part of the argument, and that can't be fixed. The ratcheting that you're mentioning, yes, it's sort of shocking they stuck in there that they were going to raise it. Every 3 years, they were going to automatically raise it. And the Department of Labor said in the recent past that they had no congressional authority to do that, and there's no way they could do that. And so whether we were in a boom or a bust, imagine 3 years from now, this just moves up.
You just keep moving it up. Well, it's sort of like the alternative minimum tax deal. It becomes its own monster. Let me get your read on what legally a new president can do then. If you don't like executive orders, not only this, but many others, can you sign an executive order to undo your predecessor's orders?
Well, the executive orders are probably going to be a lot easier for the new president to overturn. This one actually went through agency rulemaking and came out of the Department of Labor. So this one will be a little different. But overall, you know, I believe this is why President Trump was able to swing the Rust Belt and was able to convince voters that we can get the engine going again, we can grow jobs, and we can move America forward. And I could tell you this rule looks good in Washington when it's designed, but its actual effect in states like Nevada and across the country means businesses can't hire new workers. People that were previously working X are now converted to salary, and they actually could lose money. And so this is the kind of policy that I think that the country rejected, and they don't want Washington to fix these things. I mean, imagine, Neil, do you think the salary is the same in Manhattan as it is in a small town in Nevada called Tonopah? And of course, them setting an arbitrary rate in Washington just makes absolutely no sense.
We'll watch closely. Adam Laxalt, Nevada Attorney General, thank you very much, sir. Good Thanksgiving.
Thanks for having me on. Happy Thanksgiving.